What up y'all, T-Skip here and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to go over 12 different websites that will be helpful in your journey in Warcraft. So they're a mix up of different sites from news, gaming, lore, and so on. So as always, there's timestamps below so you can skip around if there's any that you already know about so you can see which ones are on there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first website up on the list will be none other than Wowhead.com. Now, Wowhead is essentially a news website with pretty much everything else sprinkled into it. So they pretty much will go over news about the game. Like right now, they're loading up with tons of the alpha stuff, the next patch, like pretty much everything. So as you can see right here, you got the list of different things you can see. So you can hover over it and see your classes. So if you wanted to see your best in slots or rotations or different things like that, they'll have a bunch of top tier players make guides and just all kinds of sorts of things that can help with whatever class you are playing. War Within, the next expansion, the patches, the raids, Mythic Plus, your professions, talent trees, and tier lists. And as we scroll down, you can see it's just loaded with alpha stuff right now. There's just tons and tons of stuff here, and it's definitely worth checking out every now and then to see what kind of new stuff's going on. Like right here is about gold making, if you want to see about that. Just a little tip about Wowhead: if you only care about Wowhead or retail, you don't care about any of the other ones. Up here in the top, as soon as you go on Wowhead, you'll see that it's clicked on the all news. So if you go to here to retail, you can click retail and boom, everything will be set to just retail as the plugins up here. Also, I quickly wanted to mention, if you're working on the meta achievement, this right here, the elemental storms, is what you want to look at if you're trying to follow the storms, because they do post them on here and you can hover over them and see which ones are going on in which zone, which can really be helpful. So this is the first website on the list, and I do highly recommend it. Let's move on to the next one. The next website up on the list is Icy Veins. Now, Icy Veins is essentially just like Wowhead. It's just written by different people, and sometimes their builds for your classes and stuff can be a little bit better than Wowhead's. So when you're doing your builds and stuff, I do recommend just checking this one out too. I always flip-flop and see which ones seem to be doing better. But as you can see, we're on the Icy Veins website, and at the top you can see that it's pretty much the same, except for it just has a little bit more games, like Last Epoch, Final Fantasy, New World, things like that. But they still have a tab right here. You can click WoW, and there's all your WoW news. Now, the bigger thing, like I said, is the classes. Now, there's plenty of other stuff on here. Like there's professions, dungeons, Mythic Plus, your PvP. But I do like there's like a mains devastation, and I do like checking theirs out because they do have the plus Mythic Plus tips, priority, gems, macros. So it's sometimes I found better builds on Wowhead, and then other times I found better builds on Icy Veins. I recommend checking them both out. I've used Icy Veins for quite some time, especially with their gear slots. The best in slot seem to sometimes be different on both too. So you can always check them out and just see which one you like better. But yeah, this one's pretty much the same as Wowhead, just a little different. But I also wanted to mention that one, so let's move on to the next site. Next website up is Bloodmallet. Now, Bloodmallet's a really cool website if you're looking to optimize your trinkets. It does do a lot of other stuff, but I majority use it for trinkets. But you can see up here Wind Fury Totem and Power Infusion. If you wanted to click on here, if you're a shaman or a priest, you can see the breakdowns of different patchworks of who got the most use out of them for like Wind Fury. And then if we jump over here, you can see the Power Infusion who got the most. You can see Unholy and BM did good there, but then BM and Marksman and Beastmaster and Marksman again. And at the bottom, if you scroll down, it'll actually show you when to use Power Infusion and all. So that one's a pretty cool. But the main reason for this one, if we go over here, I'll do Beast Mastery. So if we click on Beast Mastery, it's going to automatically go to my trinkets and what is going to be the top trinket. And it's got everything listed for the season Even past seasons, I think it has ones from the season before. But as you can see right here, the branch and the mirror are the top ones saying here. But I will show you this website in a second that will kind of go off this, but this is a good indicator of which one is doing great power. But you can see right here, target, 1 target. So we can switch this, let's say 5 targets. So pretty much your Mythic Plus go, which is saying these 2 now. So it's not always right. There's another site I'm about to show that will show what the majority of people are running, but it is a good indicator when you get a trinket to hold on if you want to keep it or chunk it. Another cool feature on here is right here where it says trinkets. You can scroll down and look at different things like vials, potions, race, weapon enchantment. The races is pretty cool. It'll show you who's doing the most damage for whatever class you're doing, and dwarf right there. But yeah, that's Bloodmallet. And I do encourage you to check this one out. It's actually a really cool website to see about trinkets and stuff like that. So that'll be this one. So let's move on to the next one. Next site on the list is Warcraft Logs. Now, Warcraft Logs is a site where guilds and groups can upload their fights in the game and have breakdowns of pretty much everything going on in the fight. So if you've ever been in a group and someone asks, are you logging? This is what it means. So they upload it onto here. So for this video, I'm just going to show what I really use it for. So at the top up here, you'll see where it says raids and dungeons. Now, if we click on raids, I'll show this part first. You can click statistics, and statistics will give you a breakdown of which classes are doing the best. Now, as you can see right here, it says sub at top and BM is at the bottom, but you can also see that it is on Mythic. So if we change the difficulty to heroic, you'll see sub still at the top, but now Frost DK is at the bottom with BM in the middle. So it could be the mechanics of Mythic, or it could be just there's a lot more people doing heroic and uploading this. So you can take that as you will. It's just a neat little thing of people uploading and seeing where it's going. Now, the main reason I use this, if we go back over here and click rankings, but once you're in the rankings tab, it'll show you like who's doing the top of everything. But right here where it says all classes, now let's say we can go to Hunter, BM Hunter, and now it's going to do a breakdown of the top class or top people using that class. So this is where I was saying wait till we see the next video or the next site or whatever about the trinkets. So if I remember right, the top one was Mirror and Branch, but if we look on here, the top players are actually using Pips and Branch. So that's what I was saying, check this site. It's actually pretty good if you want to get a little better at your class and seeing what the top players are using. The other neat thing about this one is if you see these little down arrows next to these people's name, you can click this and see exactly what they're running, from their builds to the gear that they're actually using. And if you actually want to try out their builds that they're using, you can just hit the export right here and import it into your character on the game. Now, the other part you can see is the dungeons. Now, it's the exact same thing as the raids. So we can hit statistics, and you can see the top and the bottoms going on right here for Mythic Plus Season 3. But you can also go to rankings just like raids. It'll throw all the classes on here, All Stars, Shadow Priest, and we will go, let's go back to BM, and we'll see the trinkets that they're running in here. Not everybody's going to be logging, so just know that one. But as you can see, there's Branch, but now this player is using the Ember, but it looks like it's pretty much the same. But it can be different for different classes, and it'll be different breakdowns if you want to see what they're running in Mythic Plus dungeons. At least for certain ones. So that's Warcraft Logs. I use this one all the time, and I definitely recommend it if you want to see what some of the higher players are running and using. So that's that website. Let's move on to the next one. Next website on the list is Raidbots. Now, Raidbots is an excellent website that tells you the best gear for you. So unlike the other websites we talked about that shows you what the top players are using, this website actually shows you the best gear that you have in your bags or from the vault. So it's really powerful and helps you out along the way of gearing up to getting the best gear for your character. So one thing to mention before talking about this site is you are going to need an add-on for this one. So if you're using WowUp or CurseForge, just go there and download Simulation Craft. Once you're in game, you will hit /sim/SIM, and it will pop up your talent build and your gear that you're wearing and the gear in your bags. And you'll just copy paste that. You'll hold Control-C. You'll come back to this website, and to import it, you'll push Control-V. So what I usually use this for, you can use this to find your best drops from different from the raids or dungeons. This, you can compare different gear sets. The main two things I use it for is the top gear and a quick sim. So if you ever want to quick sim your character and see how it breaks down, there it is for see your DPS details. Now, if we go to top gear, I've already got this set in because it's kept it didn't take it out. But this is where you would click it and hit Control-V and put in your build. So if we look down, you'll see it has pretty much everything broken down. See, this was in my bag, so let's just go ahead and click this. And if you see right here where it says GV, if you copy paste from the Great Vault, when you got that open, this will be in here. And you'll also have this button right here, select all Great Vault items. So I can click that, and now that ring will be. So then you can also scroll down here and you'll see all your enchants. So say you are wondering if a different enchant is better than the one you got. So since I have crit on here, let's go ahead and just say crit and haste. And let's just hit mastery. And then you can go up here where it says show all or replace existing. So then you can see if it'll give you better DPS if you switch them out. Go down here and hit find top gear, and it will run the sim for you. So as you can see, it's going fast right now, but I will tell you during Great Vault days or any other high populated time, this will be really slow unless you pay for their service. So I will say it's free, so it works great. But as you can see, I'm running the best one. Oh, it actually tells me to change my haste. But when you go down here, it'll show you a breakdown. That is what I have equipped right now. But it's telling me that if I change out these two enchants, it will actually give me a better DPS score. So this is really good, and I use it all the time, especially if I get new trinkets or something with a good stat on it, but I'm not really sure. This is really excellent to break down and see exactly what you can have the best of. So that is Raidbots. So now let's move on to the next one. Next website on the list is Keystone Guru. So this will be for the Mythic Plus players out there. As you can see, when we first come to the website, you can create a route or discover route. So these are routes for each of the dungeons. So if we go in here, go to discover routes. So the top part is going to be your season 3 routes. And as you can see on the bottoms of them, popularity, this week's A, next week, and new. So if we just click on one, let's say a Tautazal, you'll see plus 32. Wow. But if we go down to more of the bottom ones, you can see this right here, plus 14 to plus 20s, plus 10 to 15s, all like that. And you can read a little description if you like. But if we click on them, or click right here, it can pop up and it can show you the route, the mobs density right here, everything you need to be. So if you really are into Mythic Plus, this is a pretty cool route to look, especially if you're tanking, so you can know exactly the optical way of going about it if that's something you enjoy. So that's a pretty neat website if you're just getting into it, or if you really like Mythic Plus and like to know good routes. So that's that one. Move on to the next one. Next website on the list is for the PvPers out there. So this is Murlok.io, and this is actually a really cool website I've learned about not too long ago. It doesn't really give you strategy about how to play the class. For that, I would say look more at the Wowhead or Icy Veins. I also would have said Skill Cap, but Skill Cap is a paid service. It's up to you if you want to look into that one. But on this one, it takes other players and shows them the best gear wise, stat wise, and a pretty good breakdown of what you should be wearing for PvP. So let's just go mage this time, and let's go fire mage. So if we click on fire mage, you can see the top fire mages up here. We can click on them, see what they're all running and stuff. So we can go down, we can see class talents, the main one they're using, and all that. But if we get out of that and go back just to the fire mage, you can see up at the top up here, solo for solo queue, 2 versus 2, duels, 3v3s, and rated battlegrounds. So we are on RBGs, but you can see your secondary stats. So to know which, the main stat for your character, your minor stats, you want speed, race, show a night elf. Then you can go down to the talents right here, which is pretty helpful. And right here, legendary, it means that's the one the majority of people take. Epic, it's a pretty good chance they're taking it. And then the ones like this is every now and then with the ones marked out, don't use. So I think this is really cool breakdown that can show you everything. And another thing I like is right here, it has the people that's voted for it and what's the good ones and versus the other bad ones for the PvP talent. So you can see right here, flame cannon is pretty much 100%. They're always using it. The purples are on there. That's pretty much guaranteed. And with the ice wall, ring of fire, and master's shepherd occasionally. And there's a skill cap, which I've heard it's good, but you really have to pay for it. See, that's the reason I didn't put it on the list. So that would be up to you if you wanted to look on that one. But then we go down here, you can see the best in slot of what everybody is running. And then we keep going down a little bit more. You can see the establishments everybody's running for PvP, and then also your enhancements. So it's actually a really cool breakdown of what is good for PvP. Like I said, it doesn't really give you guides on how to play, but it's an excellent site to see about how gearing out your character for PvP. So this is one I will definitely be trying out in season 4. So that does for that website. Let's move on to the next one. Next website on the list is Petopia. Now, I've talked about this one in past videos, but since I was making a website video, I figured I wanted to throw this one in. So this one is for the hunters out there, and this is such an excellent website for finding hunter pets. So until they allow us to change the specialities of our pets, this is what we got to use. So if there's certain models you're after or certain pets, this is the website to go to. So if we say we want a tenacity and a exotic pet, we can click these off, boom, there they all are. So say we want a cunning exotic, so there that one is. Say we don't want exotic. So it really breaks down all the pets that are in the game, pretty much everything. So also, let's click on, Dragonhawks. And we go through here, it'll show you all the models of them. And say there's certain one that you really like. So you can see right here, this one is in the Burning Steppes. And if we click on it, well, it'll give you a little breakdown of it. But then right here is a Wowhead post. So if we click that, it'll actually bring up where it is on Wowhead. And we click this, boom, that's where we can find it. And all the pets in there have that. So it'll be super easy to find them where they're at. So I definitely use this all the time when I'm trying to find new pets. They usually have good breakdowns of the new patches coming out, and you can go through here, find pets, talents. There is a cool one if you want to go after different styles. So like right here, rare and special. So there's different really unique ones. Yeah, like right here, unique rare pets. So you can go through here and find different ones for different specializations or whatever model you're going for your transmog or whatever it is. So this is definitely an excellent hunter pet website that I highly recommend if you're a hunter. Next site on the list is warcraftpets.com. So this site is dedicated for the people who like to collect pets or like to pet battle. So it's an excellent site with great resources. So the front page is pretty much your news right here, and you can drop down here, latest news, new pets, all that. It also has this right here, the track your pets. I can't really speak on that part, I've never done that one. But the cool thing is up here, you got your pets, abilities, tools, and all that. So if you're looking for certain abilities, it's all right there. Neat thing I liked about this though, if you can go to all pets, I showed this in a past video, but I'll show it again. You can go to filters. Let's see. Click here, go to filters. So I typed in right there the interactivity. So it means it does something. So let's just go to, I don't know, the brew pub. So if we go down here, you can see where it says interactivity. Clicking on the pet will give the player a conjured consumable. Then targeting the pet and emoting /help me will cause it to look around frantically. So it has the filter option up here with different things. I just like that one. I think it's super cool. You can filter by family, the source of it, and at the bottom, which expansion, right here, cageable, if you want to see what you can, you know, cage and all that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it has just a tons of resources. So if you really do like to collect pets or pet battle, definitely check this one out. Next site on the list is warcraftmounts.com. So this one reminds me of the other two with the pets and the hunter pets, as it breaks down pretty much every mount in the game. So just like the other ones, the front page is going to be the news of different things coming, like the patch and trading posts, and on the side it'll have everything on here. So you can click through here any of these that you'd like to see, mount themes or where the sources they come from, but I'll just go ahead and click the all. So once we get in here, you'll see the whole list and everything's on here. So there's all your mounts. It's just going to be a ton of them. So say you see one on here, or you're looking for a certain one for, I don't know, your pet or your transmog, whatever it might be. Let's go ahead and let's just click on, I don't know, this one, tamed, whatever, Mauler. It has the breakdown similar to the other sites, except for this one has little animations. That one's pretty neat. It'll show you the writing requirement, but the source, this is what you're looking for right here. It comes from the Archivist Codex, the Paragon reward. So that's where you get this one. It has a little note on there, your matching companion pet. You can click right here. Other mounts using the same model, but down here at the very bottom where it says more info on Wowhead. So say we do want this mount and we want a little bit more info, you can come here and click that, and that'll show you where you get it. So if you are a mount hunter, or there's a certain mount you're just after, or you want something for any reason at all, this is a great website for mount collectors. So yeah, there's that one. Let's move on to the next one. Next website on the list is Warcraft Wiki. So if you really wanted a good breakdown of pretty much everything in Warcraft, the WoW Wiki should have you pretty much covered. So if you're into the lore, the magic, professions, your classes, your race, if you want to know more about anything in the game, this is a great place to go. So let's just click on like this one, magic. So it'll bring up that little chart that shows how magic is, and then it'll break everything down from Fel to Arcane to Holy Shadow. So if you're really into the lore part, just want to read more and immerse yourself more into World of Warcraft, Warcraft Wiki is a great place to just go ahead and get lost in. Read up about, have a little bit more background and knowledge on. And this is definitely one I would recommend. I'm not going to click through it. There's way too much stuff on there. But it is definitely a good site to just learn about the history and everything in Warcraft. So I got one more site for you, and let's go ahead and get to it. So for the last site on the list, it will be worldofwarcraft.com. So yes, worldofwarcraft.com actually has some pretty cool stuff in it if you haven't been here in a while. So once you come here, you can go to the top part up here, and we're looking at the game info. So this is really for the lore people out here who want to know a little bit more. Also, you can go over here, overview, you can go to like races, and you can click and learn a little bit more about the races of Warcraft. You can also go down to like classes and read a little bit more about the classes. But the main thing I wanted to talk about, you can click right there for the Warcraft timeline, but story and media. So this is Blizzard's stuff that they have released over time, and it's actually pretty good in here. So if we can click on like video, if you never watched any of these, I can give a couple of good recommendations. Like But these right here, the Lost Honor, Old Soldier, Safe Haven, and Retconning, this is what I wish Warcraft movie would be like. The cinematic team is just on point. Like, this is the perfect Warcraft movie if they would do it in those. And I highly recommend watching those if you've never seen them. This is pretty much one of my favorite cinematics right here, just because this is like the only time you see Malfurion pretty much be awesome. Like, this is a really cool one right here. And also there's a lot of like older ones. Like the Harbinger series is really cool. Right there, like the Gul'dan Harbingers, really good. Khadgar, Illidan, they're awesome. These are the old ones. Azrael Chopper, and then there's the Mr. Pandaria. So there's some really cool videos to watch in there if you haven't seen it. The audios, you can just hear those. They're not bad at all. You got your comics if you want to read up a little bit more. The book section is really just showing the books, so you're not going to be able to read on here. It's just showing books that are available if you wanted to buy them. See Amazon, so you can skip that part. But the short stories, as far as I know, these are the only places that they came out with on here. Could be wrong on that for sure, but there are little short stories if there's a little bit more you want to learn about, like Chromie right here. So yeah, these are pretty neat. Another website if you want to learn more about the lore of Warcraft. So that is the last website that I had on the list. So let's jump on to an outro. Alrighty, so that wraps up 12 websites for World of Warcraft. I tried to include a little bit for everybody. The lore people, the gearing people, Mythic Plus, PvP, stuff like that. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. And I know there's a ton out there that I pretty much missed, but if there's any essentials that I missed, leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to pin them up there to see so other people could see them and all that. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, consider leaving me a like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see ya. Peace.